and thank you for watching The Righteous Kitchen, a cooking and baking blog found at www.therighteouskitchen.blogspot.com. Today I am going to share with you my peanut butter blondie recipe, and I have all of my ingredients laid out. I'm going to grease the pan with butter. I've got my flour, the peanut butter mixture, the sugars, eggs, and then the mix-ins. Everything is laid out, but I want to go ahead and show you real quick. We'll do a little bit of prep work. Okay, to get started, we're going to grease a baking pan. I typically use an 8x8 square baking tray, but today I'm using a 7 1/4 by 11 1/4 inch baking pan. You want a smaller size baking pan. And I'm just going to go ahead and butter this. And a tip, when you finish your stick of butter and you still have that wrapper, just use it. It's got butter on it, or if it doesn't, you know, just save a little bit and use it to butter your pan. All right, so we have this. We're gonna go ahead and set it aside. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick and I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and finish prepping my ingredients, and that's going to include 1 cup of all-purpose flour. You wanna make sure that your flour is aerated, so I just sprinkle it over the measuring cup. And I have a large bowl for it to catch, so I don't make a mess. You overfill it and then just run it with the back of your knife, and that's going to give you an accurate measurement. So we have 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to blend those together real quick with a whisk. And then we'll set this over to the side. Now I have a microwave safe bowl. To that, I'm going to add 1/2 a cup of butter. And 1/4 a cup creamy peanut butter. Now I'm going to melt this in the microwave and stir it real well. So let me go melt that for about a minute, maybe a minute. I want it really nice and liquidy where it's all come together. Okay, in my microwave, it only takes about 40 seconds. So what I'm going to do is stir this till it's completely blended. Now I want this to cool completely before I mix the batter. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let this solidify, and then we'll come back and prep the blondies. The peanut butter and butter has solidified in the refrigerator. It took about a 1/2 hour, 45 minutes. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get this into the mixer. I'm going to mix this real quick. Then I'm going to add the sugar and the brown sugar. We're going to combine this. gonna go ahead and scrape the bowl. See how that's nice and combined? Okay, we're gonna whip the eggs in here. We can go ahead and pour in the vanilla. I'm going to scrape the bowl down. It's nice and fluffy now. I always beat those eggs in there really good and let the sugar get dissolved. From this point, we're just gonna stir everything in. Here's the flour and the salt. Stir to combine. Then we have here for the add-ins, you can do any combination. I have a half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a half a cup of Reese's peanut butter chips. Okay, we have the chips mixed into the batter. This is a thick batter. It's not going to just come off of the beater like that. All right, what I have for my last mix in is 1/2 cup of Reese's peanut butter cups, and they're just chopped. And what I'll do is just fold these into the batter. That was about 6 full-size peanut butter cups. And we have our prepared pan. And I just use an offset spatula and get this evenly distributed in the pan. I'm going to get the corners. And there's the oven that's ready. This is going to bake for about 25 to 27 minutes. You want to make sure that you don't over bake it. This is going into the oven, and I will be back to show you what it looks like when it's done baking. I just pulled these peanut butter blondies out of the oven, and mine bake on my oven exactly for 26 minutes. I don't even test them at that point. I just know 26 minutes and they're done. They have a nice crackly glaze on them, like it's a nice shellac kind of a shiny coating on it. And then around the edges, you can barely even tell just on one side here that it's slightly pulling from the pan. It looks really nice. Now, my favorite part, I will tell you, when these cool, my favorite part is the edges where they get just a little bit chewy and a little bit darker. I usually will eat around the edges of the pan first, but that's just my little secret. I'm not going to do that today since these are for Father's Day. I am going to let these cool in the pan, and then I'll just plate them up as part of a dessert for today's Father's Day lunch. But I tell you, make these peanut butter blondies. They're very delicious. It's really intense peanut butter flavor, and then you've got the peanut butter chips, and then the Reese's peanut butter cups. It's a lot of peanut butter flavor going on. They're moist, they're delicious, and we like them actually better than brownies. So make these, and I don't think that you're gonna miss the brownies at all. I think you're probably gonna switch over to these peanut butter blondies. All right, I will post some pictures of the blondies at the end of this video. But as always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, and your shares. Thanks for supporting me, and we'll see you on that next video.